Hey, welcome to the Weekly Wave. You ever sit back and realize how much faith people put in things outside of themselves? Like, people will confidently throw $50 on a random sports bet or 12-leg parlay, hoping their bets pull through, but won't invest $50 into learning a skill that could change their life. People will put their entire financial future in the hands of a job that can replace them tomorrow, but hesitate to build something for themselves. It's kind of funny when you think about it. We're all out here betting on companies, teams, stocks, trends, but the one thing most people won't bet on? Themselves. And that's the problem. See, life isn't about playing it safe all the time. If you're just coasting, following the script, and doing what everyone else is doing, you're already losing. The real wins? They come when you take a chance on yourself, even when the odds look just a little shaky. Because if you don't bet on yourself, who will? Let's get into it. So, first off, let's break this down. What does it actually mean to bet on yourself? Because I'm not talking about blindly jumping into something with absolutely zero thought. This isn't about reckless risk-taking. It's about understanding that you are your greatest asset and treating yourself accordingly. Think of yourself like a business, a company, or a startup. When investors look at a startup, they ask, is this worth the risk? Will this grow? Is the leadership strong? Now, ask yourself the same thing. Would you invest in you? Be honest. If you saw yourself from the outside looking in, would you put money, time, energy, and belief into the person that you are today? If the answer is, I don't know, or probably not, then that's where the work starts. Because here's the thing. Nobody's coming to save you. No one's going to show up with a golden ticket saying, hey, you're amazing. Here's all the success you've ever wanted. Nah, that's on you. And most people, they spend their entire lives waiting for permission, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for a sign. Let me tell you something. That sign isn't coming. You're the sign. The second you decide to trust yourself, to believe that you have something worth investing in, everything changes. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if I fail? And my answer is, you will. You're gonna fail. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna have moments where you question literally everything. But guess what? That's the price of betting on yourself. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Think of the most successful people you know. Whoever it is. Every single one of them has failed, and might I add, spectacularly at that. The only difference between them and everyone else is that they didn't stop. They took the loss, they learned the lesson, and they kept moving. Most people, though, the second they hit failure, they take it as a sign to quit. Oh, I guess this wasn't for me. Nah, you just weren't prepared yet. Let me tell you something crazy. People will work 40 hours a week for a company for decades, even if they hate it, even if they feel stuck, even if they know deep down that they're capable of more. But ask them to spend a single year betting on themselves? Crickets. They'll say, what if it doesn't work? But what if it does? What if that idea you're too scared to start turns into something life-changing? What if the risk you're avoiding is the one thing that could set you free? What if the life you actually want is sitting on the other side of a decision you're too afraid to make? The problem isn't the risk. The problem is that most people don't trust themselves enough to believe they'll figure it out. All right, let's get real for a second. Think back to when you were a kid. Before the world taught you to play it safe. Before society drilled into you that you needed to follow the normal path. Remember how fearless you were? How you thought you could do anything? Somewhere along the way, you lost that. And I get it. Life happened. Responsibilities piled up. Bills became a thing. People told you to be realistic. But let's be honest. how much of that realism is just fear disguised as logic? When people say, be realistic, what they mean is play small so you don't get hurt too bad. But here's the reality. Playing small is the biggest risk of all, because safe isn't actually safe. You can do everything quote unquote right and still end up unhappy. You can follow the traditional path and still feel stuck. So why not take a real chance sometimes? Why not put your energy into something that actually excites you? Look, at the end of the day, you have two choices. Two pills to pick from, red or blue. One, you can keep playing it safe, doing what's expected, following the crowd, and waking up years from now wondering what if. Or the second, bet on yourself. Take control, embrace the risks, and build something that actually means something to you. The choice is yours. So let's talk about action, because motivation is nice, but without action, it means nothing. What does it actually look like to bet on yourself? It means investing in your skills, not just your dreams. You want to be great? Learn, study, put in the time. It means trusting yourself even when nobody else does. Sometimes the people closest to you won't understand your vision, and that's okay. It's not their job to see it. It means taking responsibility, no blaming, no excuses, just straight up ownership of your choices and your life. And it means pushing through fear. Fear is a sign that you're growing. If you're scared, that means you're on the right path. Betting on yourself means showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when it's not convenient for you, and even when nobody is cheering you on. And let me tell you something. When you commit to this, when you really decide that you're all in, opportunities start showing up. Doors you never even noticed start opening. Things align in ways that you never expected. Not because of luck, not because of magic, but because when you move like you believe in yourself, the world starts believing in you too. So I'll leave you with this. A year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to look back at today. The question is, will you be proud of the risks you took? Will you be grateful that you bet on yourself? Or will you be wishing you had? The time is now. Make the bet and go prove yourself right. Thank you so much for listening.